Hello everyone. So today in this video we can discuss another problem from LeetCode. The problem name is count negative numbers in a sorted matrix. So you are given an m cross n matrix grid which is sorted in a non-decreasing order, which means that the first number is greater and then it is keep on decreasing. Then now it is in the decreasing order, sorted in the row wise and column wise order as well. Now you have to return the number of negative numbers in the grid. Okay. Now as you can see in this problem, the grid size of up to 100. The simplest way can be also that you iterate over every possible cell in the matrix and just check that whether the number is negative or not. Okay, that's the most simple and the brute force way. In that way, you just take O of n square time complexity, and then you can easily find out whether the number are negative or not, and the answer will be printed. But what you can see here is the main important thing in this problem is that the matrix is sorted. Now in any problem, if you find out that you're given some array or something like that, and you somewhat find out that the answer will come through some sorting thing, and if the array is sorted, then in many problems you can use binary search to find out just some things. Now because the number is sorted, what we can do here is, let's assume I have some array. Okay, let's assume it is like this. So -2, -1, okay, then 2, 3, 5. So as you can see, it is increasing. The problem is telling you decreasing, but still I'm just talking about the increasing. If it is an increasing array, then what you can do here is you can do a binary search. Binary search for what value? Because you know that for any number, for to be a negative, if I find out the last number which can be negative, because it is sorted, I know that after some value all the numbers will be positive. After some value everything will be positive because it is sorted. Okay, that's the main crux for this problem. So if I find out the first number which is negative using binary search, then I know that all the numbers before that will be negative. And that's the logic for this problem. Now because the array is reversed, as you can see, generally we have the problem in which we are given that it is increasing, because if you're using binary search, then you have to write down the whole code for binary search. That's also possible, but you can also use the STL functions in which binary search is implemented, which is lower bound and upper bound functions. Lower bound and upper bound. I've actually already made a video on explaining how upper bound and lower bound works, so you can check that video out also. So what you can see here is, in lower and upper bound, we are giving the starting and the end point of the vector on which we have to do the binary search. Okay, if we give the starting and the ending, which is like I have to talk about the whole array, we'll give the starting and the ending. But in the lower bound function or in the upper bound function, the array should be sorted in an increasing order, but we are given in a decreasing order. So what you can do in this problem here is that instead of using this function in which I use let's assume the vector name is v, so I use v dot begin to v dot end, which means that I'm talking about the whole vector from starting till the end. But because there is decreasing, you just talk about from the back to the front. In this manner, I'm talking about from the front to the back. I'm doing a binary search from front to the back because it is sorted in an increasing manner. But because it's sorting in a decreasing manner, if I talk from back to the front, it is sorted in an increasing manner. I hope you get the point. So I only talk about the sorting in increasing manner. So instead of talking from front to back, I'll talk about back to front. And if I talk about back to front, what I can use R begin and R end. R means reverse begin, which means I'm talking about the last element. So from the last element, go to the front element. So R begin to R end. That's the point we're gonna use. Now the second thing can be, let's assume that I'm doing a lower bound on -1. Now it will give the first element which is -1. Maybe the elements can be like this. The elements can be -2, -1, -1, 2, 3. Okay. Now if I do a reverse lower bound on this for -1, because after -1 all the numbers will be negative. I only talk about negative numbers, not 0. So if I do a binary search or lower bound for -1, it will give me this number, which is the first occurrence of -1. But that's not my answer. I want to include all the numbers of -1. I hope you get the point. So what we're going to do here is we can use lower bound, not a lower bound, we can use upper bound in this manner. So upper bound would actually help you to find out the last number, including all those number also. So not talk about -1. Let's assume I have some other number which is like 0. So in that case also, if I talk about this, if I have like 0 0 0 and then 1 2, it will give me this number. Okay, that's the wrong answer. I have to take about all the numbers. So that's why I'm using an upper bound for this function, and then that's the answer. You just have to do an upper bound for every row and then just print out the total number of answer, and that's the answer. So that's the logic for this problem. I'll take out the code part now. So I have total number of negative numbers for each row, iterate over every row, and then find out how many negative numbers are there. So I am using upper bound, and for upper bound I am doing from back to front. So reverse begin, reverse end for searching for -1. So that's the function, like the syntax for using upper bound. But also because I'm using upper bound, it will return a pointer to the element I'm talking about. But I do not want a pointer, sorry. I want the index. To find out the index, what we can do here is I will subtract out the last the pointer from which my iteration starts. So that's the logic. What we can do, my iteration starts from this grid I of r begin. So for this function, it will return the pointer to the point I want to go, and I will subtract the same pointer of this starting pointer, the starting pointer of the vector on which I'm doing the iteration. If I subtract on both of them, the two pointers will cancel out and I will only get the index. So that's the whole, and if I got the index, that's the value from which I will get the total number of negative numbers I will have. And that's the total number of, and just add the total number to that answer. I hope you understand the logic and the code for